I'm gonna tell you about. So, many natural disasters happened and affected a lot of buildings. And so I'm gonna tell you something about that. So, an earthquake in Japan in 1995 happened, and it had 7.2 Richter scale, and actually the center of the city got most damage because there were these traditional houses which had thin walls and very thick roof, which was out of concrete. So that if the earthquake happened, then the roof would start shaking with the rest of the building, and then it would collapse. So, yes. And then tsunamis. On 2004, there was a big tsunami in Sumatra Islands. That's what I did.
I didn't hear it. Did you say it at the beginning?
Yeah, I said so.
Okay, carry on.
Okay.
I was trying to help you out.
And so there was this big earthquake in the ocean that happened. And then it had 9.1 Richter scale. And after that, a few minutes later, a big tsunami wave came, which had more than 30 meters at the beginning. And 145,000 people died. So, yeah. And so these were some of the natural disasters which can affect buildings. But if there is this kind of disaster, then it has some forces. For example, compression. Compression is a force that squeezes materials together. Then tension is the opposite. It's a force that pulls objects apart. Then bending. So obviously bending is when you bend something, right? And then shear. Shear is a force that slides halves of the material in different directions. So it kind of goes like this. And an example in real life for this is, for example, the earthquake, right? Because the ground will move like this. So that's here. And then there's torsion, which is a twisting force, right? And I also have an example of that, which is there was
Thomas, what was your action?
My action was visiting the American embassy.
And what happened?
Well, I interviewed Mr. Smith, and he told me about the building, showed me the building, and then I showed me the building. Right? I can actually show you the questions.
Huh?
I can show you the questions.
You can tell me, you don't have to show me. Do you remember them? Casually, can you tell me basically what you and he talked about?
So we talked about what is the building made out of, how big is the base, and also what kind of, what is like, because there usually is a mixture of materials, and this building was made out of reinforced concrete, which was concrete but steel bars hidden inside. So that's actually pretty much the strongest material that's used in construction. Okay? So that's
And this, what does it mean?
these are the loads. Right? Okay. So the loads. There is a lot of loads which affect buildings. So one is a sediment load, which is when a soft oil sucks into the ground, so that one part of the ground kind of gets a bit lower, which and you see this picture over here. That's what happens. But if you want to stem this, then you have to add deep piles, which are made out of concrete, and they are pretty deep under the ground, as you see over here. So when the soft oil sucks in, then obviously it still stands because of the deep piles.
Okay, what made the U.S. Embassy picked a certain type of materials that they chose in order to make their building safe?
Well, so they chose to reinforce concrete because you can actually see on this poster all the materials, well, most of the materials that are used in construction. And so actually, over here, I actually searched about this and I figured out that really reinforced concrete is the material.
Okay. Since you have the Eiffel Tower up there, okay, what made you put the Eiffel Tower up there? I was just in Paris and found out all about the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, it was very much.
Huh?
It's because of the material.
Wasn't it made out of some kind of steel?
Yes, it was steel. And some parts, well, the columns and the Eiffel Tower were made out of steel. But some parts, which, you know, was like, for example, here, it's just kind of funny, right? And so there was like aluminum going around the steel. Like over here, like all these space for out of aluminum and steel.
Okay, and your passion was architecture, and your global issue was building safety.
Yes.
So how did you make the connection?
Well, so I think my passion architecture, and so when I thought about architecture, obviously a lot of houses fail like every month, like many houses collapse, and so I mean people shouldn't lose lives, so I came up with building safety.
In your research, did you come across anything that, I guess you could say, found out that was kind of negative towards building safety? I mean, did you find anybody that was using substandard materials, anybody that was cutting corners, anything like that?
Well, I actually didn't research the wrong things about, like, I mean, I didn't research people that did this, but over here, like I said, like, this was a bag, right, how to build houses,
right?
So that it was wooden thin walls and a heavy concrete roof. So that was very dangerous because the wood couldn't hold it so properly.
Did you talk to anybody here at AISB about how they built this school?
I haven't researched this school, but I was at the embassy, right? And yeah, over there, the building was like this. So there was like the reinforced concrete walls around it, but then there was space between the first wall, the outside wall, and the inside wall. So that made it a bit more strong because during the earthquake, only the outside wall would shake, but the inside wall would just stay there and be flexible.
Do you feel safe here at AISB?
Well, you do.
Okay. Nice job.
Right?
I'm very proud of you, and I guess from where you started, Thomas, was a little bit worried about you. But Bridget, Miss Murray got a hold of you. And she turned you around, and with my help and with her help, I'm going to say you did an outstanding job. I'm very, very proud of you, and you seem to be very, very proud of your work.
Yeah.
Do I see that? Yes? No?
It will come.
You know, it will come.
I know. It's going to be better on Friday.
It's going to be what?
I haven't tried it with the board before. It's going to be better on Friday.
Why better Friday?
Well, I'm going to give it a bit. I don't know. It's just going to be better.
Because you will do that for the second time, yeah? We will be more
Yes,
sure,
there's
yeah?
going to be many people coming around. And I would probably, if I had to give you a little bit of advice, it's to shorten it, okay? Remember we talked about, I know, but they're going to see this and they're going to ask some questions for you. I remember we talked about in class to go from your passion to your global issue to your action and what came out of that action and what you're going to do. That's all you really need to tell them. And then they're going to ask you questions based upon what they see here, like your father did or your mama did.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because I put, like, I don't know, I think I put so much information into this.
No, the information's fine. But just your speech, they're going to walk away and say, oh, God, you know, he's taking too long. Just tell them about your passion, your global issue, what action that you took, and how it changed you, and what you're going to do about it in the future. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm moving on.
Perfect.
Very
you
good.
know we had something.
Yes, 4.8. I didn't feel a thing.
I did. It woke up me.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I did not feel a thing. I don't think we really felt it too much out here. You don't live out here, you live in
It's here. It's a heavy concrete roof. So that was very dangerous because the wood didn't hold it so properly.
Did you talk to anybody here at AISB about how they built this school?
I haven't researched this school, but I was at the embassy, right? And yeah, over there, the building was like this. So there was like the reinforced concrete walls around it, but then there was space between the first wall, the outside wall, and the inside wall. So that made it a bit more strong because during the earthquake, only the outside wall would shake, but the inside wall would just stay there and be flexible.
Do you feel safe here at AISB?
Well, you do.
Okay. Nice job.
Right?
I'm very proud of you, and I guess from where you started, Thomas, I was a little bit worried about you. But Bridget, Miss Murray got a hold of you. And she turned you around, and with my help and with her help, I'm going to say you did an outstanding job. I'm very, very proud of you, and you seem to be very, very proud of your work.
Yeah.
Do I see that? Yes? No?
It will come.
So.
You know, it will come.
It's gonna be better on Friday.
It's going to be what?
I haven't tried it with the board before. It's gonna be better on Friday.
Why better Friday?
Well, I'm gonna give it a bit. I don't know. It's just gonna be better.